Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And normally I would say I'm the host of the State of the Saints podcast, but we're doing something a little bit differently today. This show is primarily for the State of the Game podcast. And the reason I'm doing it today is because, a lot of people want to talk about some other hot topics in sports. One in particular is Sha'Carri Richardson. She's suspended for a month for violating. Well, let me see. I'm trying to put it nicely. She got popped for smoking marijuana. All right, and everybody has a lot to say about this particular topic. And so on this edition, this is going to be a little bit of a rapid fire thing. This is going to be a little bit of rapid fire. Look, anything goes. Like, you can ask me any question you want to. A lot of people is here from the State of the Saints podcast. Some people are here from the State of the Game podcast, also on Facebook. So any question that you have, whether it's about Sha'Carri Richardson, whether it's about the Saints, is about the NBA, whatever, feel free to do so. I mean, this is, like I said, primarily for the State of the Game podcast, and I encourage everybody to subscribe to the State of the Game podcast that is available on YouTube as well. So I really didn't have any topics to discuss. I talked a little bit about Sha'Carri Richardson earlier, about the whole situation about her being suspended for marijuana use during the U.S. trials a couple weeks ago. A lot of people are upset about that. People don't see what the big deal is. Some people are saying that this is racial. Some people are saying that this isn't fair. I'm not falling into that category in this particular situation, and I do apologize. I know some people get mad, and we have our picks and we have our chooses. And sometimes, like when we root for a person and we cheer for a person, we turn a blind eye to things that normally, if somebody that we wasn't rooting for, we'll be out here with the pitchforks and the torches. Me personally, look, I think that this was, I think it was justified. I mean, look, if you're an athlete and they say that, you can't smoke weed, you can't smoke weed. There's nothing you can do about it. We can yell from the rooftops. We can be all upset. We can virtual signal ourselves to death. But in reality, it is what it is, man. I don't make the rules. You don't make the rules. If you do something at work, right, and it's a violation, what's going to happen? You're going to get fired. No matter how many years you put into that job, no matter how long, how many hours that you invested in your time, if you violate rules, eventually, you're going to get fired. And, man, look, the girl is extremely talented. Her talent is not, anything that we need to be, debating about. She's extremely talented. Did she make a bad decision? Absolutely. But every choice in your life has a consequence, and I mean, we could talk about should they change up some of these rules and stuff like that when it comes to marijuana use. Yes, I do feel like we need to change up some rules. Do I feel like it's a tad bit hypocritical? Absolutely, especially since we know that marijuana is used for medical reasons. I said earlier that you can actually purchase marijuana, when it comes to the stock market. So, and you have all these different businesses out here that are cannabis, businesses. So I really just don't understand why it's such a big deal. But they have these rules in place, man, and as long as you have those rules, I mean, you have to follow them. And I mean, honestly, I just feel like Sha'Carri Richardson was low-hanging fruit anyway, if you want to be real. I just think that people, when they look at her, they judge her, based on how she looks. Like, she's not your stereotypical athlete, right? She's out there with the fake eyelashes. I mean, she got the different color, weave in the hair and stuff like that, tattoos on the thighs and arms and neck. You know what I'm saying? And that scare a lot of these people out here. Don't scare us because, I mean, how many of us know a Sha'Carri Richardson around us? It doesn't scare us, but to mainstream media, a lot of them probably don't look at her as a representative, or who want to look at her as a representative of the United States, and doing stuff like this, I just feel like that's them trying to take leverage. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like they were going to try to do anything in their power to try to make sure that this girl, didn't get a fair shake. I mean, we see it all the time. I mean, we see it when it comes to gymnastics, right? Simone Biles does something absolutely incredible, only she can do, and then all of a sudden they change the rules around. So I do feel like, you know, they had it out for her, but once again, man, you can't make it easy. If you know that somebody has it out for you, don't make it easy for them. Don't justify it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't justify it. Just man, don't make it easy for them. Allow them to, try to find something on you. But this particular case is unfortunate, and we all are fans of Sha'Carri Richardson, especially those out there in Louisiana. I mean, she went to LSU, so I mean, we're rooting for her, and I think that she's going to, she's going to be able to, continue to compete. I do think that she's going to compete in the Olympics. She most likely won't be able to compete in a 100-meter dash, but she still will be a part of the Olympic team, and she still can help bring Olympic gold home to the United States. So I just think that this is a learning experience for her. She's young. She's 21 years old. She has a whole life ahead of her. And hopefully, she can make, the better decisions, in the future. But like I said, this is a show. This show is for you. Whatever you want to talk about, this show is being aired and streamed across so many other platforms. There's not just Saints related, but feel free, if you have a Saints question, feel free to put it down in the comments. You have a question about the NBA Finals. You have a question about the Olympics. You have a comment about any of these things. Feel free to do so. This is a show for the sports fan here today. And I'm going to start with Jerry. Jerry says, good afternoon, TJ and Who That's. Jerry, what's going on, man? Appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. Mario says, who that? We that. Okay, we got Mario in the building. Leanne says, hey, everybody, I hope you all have a safe holiday weekend. Yeah, I hope everybody has a safe holiday weekend. That Christopher Connor says, was good. Jared says, I see you're doing a triple TJ, SOTS, SOTG, and unapologetic. Yeah, I'm doing it on all platforms, man, because this is such a huge topic, man, that people talk about, and there are so many people that reach out to me, want to get my perspective on different other, sports topics that don't involve the Saints. And I mean, Sha'Carri Richardson is a very hot topic today, especially since I want to say she went on a Today Show this morning, and she owned up to it. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing. Like, she owned up to what she actually did. I do feel like, we as fans, we look at these athletes as being larger than life. We look at them as, just superhumans, but they're humans just like us, man. They may not be in the same tax bracket as us, but they go through the same situations as us. They have the same problems. They're dealing with stress and anxiety and depression, the things that we deal with every single day. So I'm not going to knock them for that. But at the same time, like, when you are an athlete and there are millions of dollars on the line, there's a certain code that you have to live by. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what you signed up for. Some people would say, oh, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up to run track, or I signed up to play football. I signed up to shoot a basketball. But, hey, you have to fall into the parameters of what's going on, man. You can't just create, your own thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow rules. I mean, that's just the way that it is. Now, we can come out here and become catalysts for change. So situations like Sha'Carri Richardson can't happen again. And yes, people will make the argument about, oh man, weed is legal in so many states and all that kind of stuff there. I mean, that's all fine and dandy. But once again, when they have these rules in place, no matter if you're in Colorado or you're in Louisiana somewhere where it's not legalized, the most important thing is you got to make sure that you follow the rules, because I mean, that's a lot on the line. Weed is not a banned substance in the NFL. Well, it's not so much of a banned substance, anymore. You know what I'm saying? They became a little bit more lax, but you can't show up to the game high. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they catch you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they drug test you or something like that, like, you can't show up to the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, under the influence. So yes, they have lax, saying some of the rules when it comes to marijuana use in the NFL. They have done that. Now, to say that, they completely banned it. No, they have not. But in ways, you know what I'm saying? Like you still cannot just come to the game, you know what I'm saying, hot, you know what I'm saying? Like even though they lack some of their rules. P.S. Still don't want her in this Olympics. Wait till next 4 years. Let the others shine without distraction, and your day will come next time. And I'll be your biggest fan to cheer for 100%. Like you said, you still young and got plenty of Olympics left. Come back and do it right for you, Ms. Richardson. You can do it. Yeah, Andrew. Look, I don't think that she's completely out of the woods when it comes to her competing in the Olympics. Now, she was suspended on July 28th, and her suspension is 30 days. So she'll be off her suspension a couple of days before the Olympics actually start. Now, I think because she tested positive for marijuana during the time when she was running the 100 meters, that completely suspends her from that. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous to me. I'm just going to be real with you. It really doesn't make that much sense. If she's suspended for that event, why is she not suspended for all these other events? But it is what it is, man. The fact of the matter is she still has an opportunity to compete in other, activities and stuff like that, just not the 100 meter. And she'll still get another opportunity, you know what I'm saying, pending like she continues to train. And, I just don't like that whole, when I say, this is something that she waited for her whole life and people say, oh, it's not the end of the world. It could be the end of her world. Like, think about something that you really love to do. Think about something that you really are passionate about doing. Then all of a sudden it gets taken away from you. It can't be justified by saying, oh, you can do so many other things. It's like with broadcasting with me. I said this earlier today. If you take broadcasting away from me and say, oh, yeah, before you were broadcasting, you were a store manager. You have over 14 years of management experience. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. Didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. I was good at it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. And yes, it can pay the bills. But it's not something that I'm passionate about. And if you take broadcasting and production and podcasting away from me, you know what I'm saying, I'll be miserable. So anybody that's saying, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's not the end of the world. Like, this girl trained her whole entire life for this moment. And somebody take that away from you, it's going to hurt. And I don't care what anybody says, man, like it's going to hurt. Like, and she's good at it too. She's the best at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? She out there blowing them boys out the water. Please. Brian says, still haven't heard about Lattimore suspension. Yeah, probably going to figure that out towards the beginning of the season. Let's see. Damien says, I most definitely agree, TJ, even though it's weed, but rules are rules, and I'm pretty sure she knows that. Yeah, she knows. And, once again, man, I understand what people's stance is, but it's amazing to me how people create these different stances and these exceptions when they actually care about a person. A couple years ago when Michael Phelps got popped for marijuana use and he still got an opportunity to swim, people were upset and talking about, oh, you need to, throw him out the Olympics, need to ban him, this, that, and the third. All of a sudden, it's somebody that we recognize now and we appreciate and we want to congratulate and lift up. All of a sudden, we want to be lax with it. No, man. See, this is the reason why people call, a lot of our stances hypocritical. That's the reason why a lot of us, in my opinion, are hypocrites. Okay. You can't say one thing because you don't have an investment in one person. And then all of a sudden you want all of the rules to be lax for a person just because you like them. No. The rules are put in place for us to follow. No matter what color you are, no matter what gender you are, no matter what you identify as, that's what the rules are. And I just am not a fan when people create these narratives for people that they like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody, for example, right? I think a couple years ago, I don't want to say who was it. I can't remember. There was some artist, right? He was performing and he tried to leap across the stage and he ended up hitting a girl, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and dropping a guillotine leg drop on. I can't remember the artist who it was. I mean, his name's escaped me, right? So all of a sudden it was just the funniest thing in the world. People making fun of him, people making memes, this, that, and the third, right? Oh, it's so funny that he did this. It's so funny. Then all of a sudden at the Super Bowl, Beyonce, she's doing a performance, and all of a sudden she kind of stumbles back, and people like, oh, she tripped. And all of a sudden, like, people spending hours on end to try to justify, oh, it wasn't a trip, it was like a fallback. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we try to justify things when we actually care about a person, when we have an emotional investment in that person. So I feel like it's hypocritical of me. A couple of years ago, I was having these type of conversations about Michael Phelps, and I felt like, well, rules are rules. But I can't say, oh, just because I'm cheering for Sha'Carri Richardson, oh, all of a sudden, like I'm just going to turn a blind eye to that. No, I can't do it, and neither should you. You can still do these things, and and still be a fan of a person. Like I watched this, like, before people were like really just saying anything about her, cheering for her, and all that kind of stuff. There, like, man, I've been watching this girl. I seen the come up. You know what I'm saying? I seen her running in high school and at LSU and all that kind of stuff there. So I want her to succeed, but this is just a bump in the road, man. And I mean, every action, you know what I'm saying, has a consequence from time to time. Let's scroll back up and read a couple more of your comments here. Let me see. Is weed steroids? No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, this is the thing, Jules. Like, we spend this time trying to justify something. Like, we're trying to justify this. Like, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like we can do this all day till we blue in the face, but it's not going to help anything. Like, it's not going to help this cause. Now, I mean, she could be one of those people, that brings attention, and then maybe the next time something like this happens, because of her situation, it might change what happens. But as of right now, there's nothing you can do. Yes, we understand about marijuana use. We understand that it's not like how, some of those harder narcotics like crack cocaine or heroin or methamphetamine, like meth or anything like that, right? We understand that. But at the same time, the rules are in place, and she violated that. And it's not about like, is it right or is it wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many people out here, that smoke. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people out there, and they understand it. They understand, man, like, they cool, and they ain't bothering nobody, and, they ain't affecting the way that they live their lives or anything like that. We know that. But, I mean, when you're an athlete, they have these rules in place, man. They want to make sure that, that everybody's safe. TJ, how do you feel about signing Tate? I assume you're talking about Golden Tate. I wouldn't have an issue with that. I think Golden Tate is a really good wide receiver. I still feel like he has a little bit left in the tank. I think he's a really good third down guy, and he's a really tough wide receiver. So I would love to see him on the Saints team. I mean, he hasn't signed with anybody yet. So who knows? It might happen. Kenny Benoit says, what up, TJ? What's going on, Kenny? Matthew says, who that? Damien says, I'm really ticked about this, the way that the U.S. is looking, and our sprint men and women, like it's time to take our gold back from the Jamaicans. Man, look, I just feel like I do feel like you shouldn't muzzle somebody because they're good at what they do. And I understand people want an equal playing field, but that's just not the way things go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like criticizing or muzzling somebody like a Simone Biles because she can do some extraordinary things that other gymnasts cannot do. It's not her fault. The girl really works hard. She dedicates herself to her craft, and she's always trying to be innovative. Like, I don't understand, like, why you have to take the one thing that makes her special away from her. You know what I'm saying? Like the collection or collage of things that she can actually do to make things competitive in gymnastics. Like forget all that. Like, if she's better than everybody, then she's better than everybody. And there's nothing that should be done about that. Now, it's almost like, like, I want to say, like when they had these different rules, like back in the days and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, for these Pop Warner kids. I remember this one boy, he was faster than all the other kids, and they made him sit down after he scored like 3 or 4 touchdowns in the game because every time he touched the ball, he would score. And all the other parents were talking about, oh, this isn't fair, and you got to make sure that it's fair for everybody. Like, that's not the way the world works, man. And I feel like that's something that we have to get away from, man. There are going to be winners and there are going to be losers. There are going to be individuals that excel, and there are going to be individuals that won't excel as much as others. And I don't feel like you should muzzle anybody for having extraordinary gifts. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be congratulated. That person shouldn't have to be muzzled or controlled just to make you feel good about yourself. That's not fair, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like, okay, one of my favorite actors is Denzel Washington. A lot of people love Denzel, one of the most well-respected actors in Hollywood. Let's just say Denzel, we love watching his movies. Somebody say, well, Denzel, you making a lot of these movies. People loving your movies, and you're a better actor than the rest. You only can make one movie a year. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of stuff is that? I don't think anybody should be handcuffed because they have extraordinary abilities. TJ, we never made no one fast. I think they should let her run. They're about to legalize it in a minute. Yeah, I mean, it should be legalized if you ask me. I mean, anything that you're selling, in the stock market, I think that, to me, it should be legalized. I mean, it's helping people. It's helping cancer patients. It's helping people that deal with different type of medical conditions, anxiety, depression. They're helping these individuals. People are selling this, having dispensaries and all that other stuff. So I just feel like it's so unfair that you have these Fortune 500 companies and these big banks and all these corporate, all these corporate companies. They're out here making money off of it. But all of a sudden, saying we still, we can make money off it, but it's still wrong. Like, nah, man. Like, if you feel like it is, it's worth investing in. If you're taking money to invest in it, what the problem is? What the problem is? I mean, that's the way I look at it. Let's see. What up, TJ? Thank God it's Friday, and thank God it's my birthday. Came in, bro. I'm officially 30 club. Jeremiah, happy birthday to you, man. Welcome to the land of the 30. You know what I'm saying? 30 is the new 20. TJ, how do you feel about signing Tate? I already read that. Let's go down to Keen Arthur. Keen Arthur says, TJ, do you think Callaway will see significant touches? Also, I see Deontay and Traquan working with Jameis a lot. Dude threw a post route for the 30-yard line to the opposite 20. Well, we all know about the arm strength of Jameis Winston. We know that he's really good at throwing that football. It's never been an issue about his arm strength. It's been an issue about his decision making. And to answer your other question about Callaway, I think that you're going to see an uptick in his snaps. I think the fact that he saw a significant amount of snaps last season, even though Michael Thomas was out, the fact that they actually brought him in is a testament to how smart he is and how quick he was to grasp the playbook. And looking at Callaway, man, he's a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was smart when I want to say when they were playing the Detroit Lions and they were playing a little bit of a zone coverage. And he was just finding those soft spots in that zone. And, I mean, he was just picking up some yards. He almost would have had 100 yards receiving in that game if he didn't leave with an ankle injury. So, yes, I do think that he's going to get an uptick of his catches and, also some playing time. As far as Deontay Harris, I mean, he was on a trajectory to go up last season. You know, so I think that we would have really been singing his praises if Drew could really just get the ball down the field to him and play to his strengths. So those are some guys that I'm definitely going to be looking out for, guys that I'm definitely excited to see. I'm excited to see what Deontay Harris can do in the offense, having more snaps, and definitely Marquez Callaway in his second year. That's going to be exciting to watch. Cody says she's a pro. She knows it's a no unless it's not a no. She has to be smart enough to make her money, and then it don't matter. How many goals Phelps won until he let his bids come out? Yeah, quite a bit. I think when he had like 7 gold medals. But look, the thing about it is, like, look, there's a fair share of athletes out here that have come out and said that they smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? They understand that. You know what I'm saying? They understand the time, the league that they're in, tests and stuff like that. So they will take the particular time to get themselves clean in order for them to be able to pass the test. With this situation, I can't say that I too much understand it. Now, some people will say I'm being a little bit inconsiderate due to the fact that they're saying that the reason why she decided to smoke the day before is because a reporter came out and told her that her biological mother had passed away, and she found out through the reporter and not anybody in her family. So it kind of put on a downward spiral, and she needed that to cope with. Look, man, that's a tough situation to be in, to lose somebody, you know what I'm saying, your biological mother. I understand that, but at the same time, when I seen her win that race and she walked into the stands to hug her grandmother, I think that you have to think about people like that, a grandmother raising her. The fact that when she runs, she's talking about, thinking about her grandmother and the things that her grandmother did in order for her to be on the track that she's on, no pun intended. So I just think that she had to think about that, man. She had to think about her future in that situation. Definitely, I don't know who gave her the weed, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that you have to have a better team around you. You gotta have better people around you that help you make better decisions. That's why I'm not a believer in a team full of yes men or yes women. Like, give me the skinny, give me some friends that's gonna tell me when I'm doing something wrong or you're going down the wrong path. Like, let me know. And I just feel like, man, you know what I'm saying? That was just a tough situation to be in. But that's when you need to have some friends around you that can, that can keep you on that straight and that narrow, Coach K, thank you very much for the $4.99. I appreciate that, man. Tamara says, watch him out. Beyonce can sing, Jules. I mean, look, the beehive is here. But seriously, man, I just use that as an example. I have nothing against Beyonce. I think she's an extraordinary, talented woman. I'm not trying to get into that, but I'll just use that as an example. Is how we have our picks and we have our chooses. We have individuals that, we are defend to the death. And a person that we don't know might be dealing with the same situation, and we want the book to be thrown at them. So we have to be careful with that, man. We got to be careful. Let's see. Reggie says, what up, TJ? Just joined. What topics up today, bro? Look, it's rapid, it's whatever today. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about anything. This is plastered across several platforms that I have that's on YouTube and Facebook. So you can ask any question you want to, today. So let's see. Raheem said, what up, Tim? What's going on, Raheem, man? Appreciate you stopping by. Shouts out to Raheem, man, my guy out there in Rolling Fork. One of my homeboys right there. Jules says, we're not talking about the New Orleans Saints today. She still makes it to the Olympics. Look, we talk about anything you want to, like Saints questions, NBA questions, track and field questions. Anything you want to is on the table here today. Accountability, says Coach K. Jason says the problem is not the rules, but the consistency and applications of the rules. Not applying the rules consistently is what's causing the confusion. That's a good point right there. Like, you have to have rules in place and people have to follow them. And you also have to follow them to the letter of the law, because, any gray area that you have when it comes to the rules, it just opens up a floodgate of individuals, coming out saying, okay, you did this for this person, but you didn't do it for this person. So yes, I do agree. You have to do the same thing for everybody. If you don't, then that's when the floodgates are going to become open. Hey, TJ, have you peeped out the situation with Coach O, and what do you think about that? I still haven't did any research on that, man. Yesterday, man, I was working. Me and my wife, we cleaned up the entire house, man. I was outside with the weed eater, blowing off some grass. So I really didn't get opportunity to do anything, to do anything or like look at any reports. And when I'm dialed in, I'm dialed in, Like, and when I'm daddy or husband, and you know what I'm saying, I'm dialed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't get a chance to do it. I promise you. I promise you, Damien. I guarantee I have an answer for you about that. I mean, I just completely forgot to investigate that story, and I don't want to just talk and don't know what I'm talking about. Pammy says I'm late. Hey TJ and who that fan, was going on, Pammy? Raquel says what up? Who that family? Ace says Marquez Callaway 60 catches, 800 yards and 4 touchdown breakout season. It's pretty some pretty good stats right there. There's some number 2 wide receiver stats right there. Is that what you're trying to insinuate there, Ace? Jules says, do other countries test their athletes for weed? That's a good question, Jules. I I don't know. That's a good question. Good question. Yo, TJ, what up? It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's my 30th birthday, man. Happy birthday once again to you, man. Glad that you are enjoying your day. That's why I can't stand participation trophies. Yeah, I mean, look, somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. Straight up. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. Okay? I don't know, man. Look, how can you know how far you can go? How do you know how to really push yourself if every single thing is given to you, rather win or lose? Some of the greatest lessons we learn are in losses. Rather it's loss of a relationship, rather it's loss of a family member, rather it's you know what I'm saying, a loss of something that's significant. We learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know that the owl is hot? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we were kids, my mom used to tell me, don't touch the owl on the stove, right? It's hot. Like, I think about Paxton, right? Paxton understands, like, when I say hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, he understands, but I don't think he really fully understands or grasps it. Now, I hope it never happens. But when he touches something extremely hot, he's going to understand why daddy didn't want him to touch that hot stove. Some of the situations in our life and losses teach us the most valuable lessons. And I feel like that is something that is becoming a lost art in today's society. Everybody can't win. I'm just being serious. Everybody cannot win. Everybody can't get the role. Everybody can't get the job. Everybody can't get the girl. Everybody can't get the guy. And everybody can't get the money. I mean, it's just as simple as that. You know what I mean? But we learn through those lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. Like, you learn from those losses. And I feel for this younger generation, man, because people up here, man, like really like not putting emphasis on loss, right? You know what I'm saying? You hear them songs like, I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no L's. I think about this, right? When we're thinking about combat sports, right? MMA, boxing. Okay, we look at people like Floyd Mayweather, right? To me, Floyd Mayweather is an extremely talented boxer. Don't get me wrong. But because of Floyd Mayweather, he basically makes it harder for other boxers. Like, we think about Muhammad Ali, right? People say Muhammad Ali is the greatest. I think he's the greatest, right? You think he's the greatest. He's one of those guys that's in the sand of time going to forever be remembered. Muhammad Ali lost like 4 or 5 times in his career. But now it's like if a guy loses in boxing, all of a sudden he loses his mystique and people just stop caring about it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the fact that people have made losing like it's just the worst thing in the world. Like, when somebody loses, we making memes, we cracking jokes, all these different things. But in the process, back in the days, man, when you lost, you dust yourself off. Your parents probably take you out to eat, you know what I'm saying, and say tough, you know what I'm saying, tough game, kid, but you'll get them next time. And then, you know what I'm saying, that loss to help you work a little bit harder. You'll go that extra mile in order for you to be what you need to be and get where you need to be. That's the way I look at it. Like, losing is not a bad thing, you know, not as they make it out to be. But these kids today, you know, like I said, I'm scared for them, man, because when they start losing or they go through like adversity of any kind in their life, they're gonna be somewhere trying to jump off a cliff somewhere. It's unfortunate, man, but man, you gotta lose sometime, man. All them and participation trophies and all that kind of stuff. Nah, bro, I ain't down with that. Somebody got to lose. There's too much pampering going on today and setting young people up for failure in the real world. I agree. I 100% agree with that. Like it is setting up for failure. Like how do you know that you can overcome adversity if everybody's just right there, you know what I'm saying, to lift you up? Oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know? I remember, like, you know what I'm saying, I'll tell this story, and my mom said she can attest to it. When I was in college, I used to go home like almost every other weekend, right? And my mom already knew where I was coming home from. I was coming home for $40, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I used to come home, like, I get $40, I can get $40. So one day, like it became like so, it became like so routine. Like she even dubbed me the $40 man. I come home one day and I like, I might get $40, and she just blatantly like just spread out told me no. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because she was trying to be mean. It was just the fact that she was like, okay, if I keep on giving him $40, he ain't gonna know about going out here to make them $40. So I end up, you know what I'm saying, getting myself a job in order to work, in order to get me some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if my mama would have kept on enabling me, how would I know I can go out here and apply and try to get a job and try to work for myself and try to appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the fact that of having money in my pocket and being able to do the things that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Being able to go to the dollar store and buy my own detergent and not having to ask my mama for $40, you know what I'm saying, to get detergent and other things that I need. Sometimes you got to go through those hardships in order for you to grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're a parent, and I'm starting to understand this, man, you want what's in the best interest of your children, but you also got to teach these kids valuable lessons, and that may be by stepping back and allowing them to, you know what I'm saying, fall down, you know, and make those mistakes so they can learn and be better. I can't fake humble just because you're insecure. Let's see. I don't recommend smoking anything. It's bad for your health. Jeremiah said, thank you, bro, TJ. Man, no problem. Chris says, TJ, most challenging game this year. Much love from Hawaii. The most challenging game of the year to me probably going to be against the Buccaneers because the regular season, you know, I mean, they haven't beaten the Saints since Tom Brady's gotten there. Now, they beat them when it counts, but you want to think that they're going to really be trying to take down the Buccaneers because, you know, what happened, them winning the Super Bowl or what have you. That will probably be the toughest game to me. Another game is a dark horse game. To me, it's the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. I think that would be a tough game for them, too, just because the way Buffalo is defensively, Josh Allen, he's coming into his own as a quarterback. And they don't really have a lot of holes on that squad, man. It would not surprise me if the Buffalo Bills, need I say it, end up in a Super Bowl. I'm serious, man. They are a good football team from top to bottom. I mean, they got Diggs there. They got Emmanuel Sanders on that side. They got Singletary, you know what I'm saying, running the football. Man, defensively, you know what I'm saying, they got some really young, talented players. You know, you got Trey White out there. You got former Saint A.J. Klein had a really good season for him. I mean, they stacked, man. That's going to be a tough game on Thanksgiving. I mean, the Saints are undefeated on Thanksgiving so far. But that might be one of those games where, it's going to be interesting. I'll just say that. TJ, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the Olympics in Japan this year? Weed is heavily illegal there, and you could face up to 5 years. The U.S. is not the world, I feel like she knows what she did was wrong. Well, I think she knew what she did was wrong, John. I don't question that. I mean, she came on national television and owned up to what she did. There's nothing wrong with that. Could have been a mistake. She never do it again. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when she knows that something like this is seriously on the line. But I don't know. You know, like I want like. If it's in Japan, I definitely wouldn't be trying to bring no weed of no kind over there. Okay, none. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be a very smart decision if she was to do that. My mom, thank you very much for the $19.99. I really do appreciate that. A couple more dollars than we would have been equivalent to what you used to give me when I was in college. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. I love you. Smallville, thank you very much for the $5. Says, who that TJ, you and Big Q really be doing a great job on your podcast, and I just want to show support. Jameis Winston all the way. Smallville, thank you so much, and shouts out to Big Q. And I mentioned that before, man. I think I had some technical difficulties a couple shows back talking about Big Q. I mean, this guy's such a humble guy, and man, he's a genuine dude, man. Look, you got some people out there trying to fake it to make it. He's definitely not one of those guys. Man, we chopped it up probably like 30, 45 minutes after, we got off the collab episode of the podcast a couple weeks ago. When guys like him and guys like Ross Jackson, guys like that, man, CB and Carly, you find yourself rooting for people like that, and eventually, everything is going to work out for those people. And because there's such genuine people, humble people, and when you see people like that, you just wish all the success in the world for them. I'm serious, man. I wish all the success in the world for all of them, because they're just such incredible people, straight up. Shouts out to all of them. And also, like people like Aaron as well, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's like extremely passionate. Like I see that he reminds me like so much of a younger me, like how passionate he is, about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fake that type of passion, man. You just can't. It's rather you have it or you don't. And the passion that I see from those podcasters, broadcasters, and journalists, man, is, it's very refreshing to watch. Clay says, at work watching you, bro. Good stream. Appreciate that, Clay. Thank you so much. Like I said, man, this is just an open forum today. I'm just broadcasting on all the platforms. So you can ask me anything you want to. You can ask me about the Olympics, from hot sausages on French. Trayvon Bromell is looking like he's going to light up the Olympics. Your take on him? Oh, yeah, man. Guy's good, man. And, they always, like, find guys to create stories about. But, yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that I'm going to be on the lookout for, in the Olympics. And hopefully he can be that guy, that be, that guy that everybody be reading about, talking about. There's always that one athlete that steals the hearts of Americans and the world as a whole every single year. I mean, every single Olympics, rather. Mom giving a shout out to Jerry. Bang says, do you think the Chargers are going to copy the Saints offense since our old quarterback coach is out there now? That's a good question. To me, they kind of run the offense similar to that of the New Orleans Saints. But look, I'm a firm believer, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Offensively, last season, if you looked at the Chargers, and I watched quite a few of those games because I was able to get the Red Zone channel. So, if you ever watch the NFL Red Zone, at least from game to game. So get opportunity to watch some guys like a Justin Herbert. Now, I'll tell you this, there's a lot of problems with the Chargers. He ain't one of them. Their offense isn't one of them. To me, I just feel like Joe Lombardi going there helps out a lot. It will help him to see things a little bit differently. I think the fact that he worked with Drew Brees all this time can be beneficial to Justin Herbert. But if I were them, I would look at last year's footage. I wouldn't change much because this dude is like really, really good. Like Justin Herbert, like to me, this dude might be that guy that everybody be talking about in the future if he stays healthy. I have a lot of respect for him. I like the fact that how he came in. I feel like he was unjustifiably like kind of blackballed by the NFL. Nobody really wanted to give him his comeuppance because he wasn't a rah-rah guy. He was a guy that was kind of behind the scenes, but get that boy football. I said he reminds me a lot of that of an Eli Manning. Not so much about, maybe they act the same, but just his demeanor. I think he has the perfect demeanor to be in such a huge market like Los Angeles. Sometimes like when guys don't have the right demeanor and they're in like certain markets, their confidence wavers. It doesn't seem like you can really get to this guy. Like if he has an interception or something like that, he'll go out there like it didn't happen. And that's the type of quarterback that you need. So I don't know if they'll be able to run the same type of offense. They probably add a couple little nuances of the Saints offense, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my humble opinion. Like Buster Poindexter, hot. Fact, TJ, these kids don't know the struggle. I started working at 12 years old and I had a job, teach them at a young age. Yeah, I agree, man. But that's why it's important, man. It's for me, and I may make some people mad about this, but honestly, I really don't care. I just feel like when it comes to like young men, they need a male influence in their life. Like, I didn't grow up with my dad, but I had my grandfather and my uncles. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather was a well-respected contractor in the city of New Orleans for over 50 years. And from the age of 12 to 13 years old, I used to work with him in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have me like out here like doing none of the serious stuff he was doing, like with the sheetrock and all that kind of stuff there. He'll probably have me like carry a sheet of sheetrock on the opposite side, or picking up, or sweeping up some debris or something like that when he cut something. But he always taught me the value of hard work, and he never gave me nothing. Okay, like never just flat out gave me anything. Rather it was from, my mom used to be like, well, actually, grandpa, you can get some money or do something. Like, she never just said, go ask your grandpa to give you some money for a school uniform. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. Like, I had to work for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm appreciative of that. And I just feel like you need that type of influence in your life. And I feel like that's something that's missing. You know what I'm saying? You need that balance. Like, you need your mother, to me, to give you, like that knowledge about how to treat women, how to respect women, carry themselves and all that kind of stuff. But you also need a father or a father figure to kind of teach you, about the little nuances, of being a man. Like, I love, I love my mom, and she did an outstanding job with me and all, all my brothers and my sister. But it's just certain things that she couldn't teach me, and I was appreciative that my grandfather was there, to teach me. And that's how I want to be with my son. That's important, man. You got to teach people, you got to teach kids about wins and losses. You got to teach them the value of hard work. You got to teach them, like life lessons sometimes. Like, you have to. Do you already read that one? Just don't lose in boxing like Nate Robinson. Oh, no. Nah, man, he was in over his head on that one. I don't know what was going on with that, Nate, I don't know what happened. Yeah, boxer, the great Joe Louis. Exactly. I mean, Joe Louis Joe Louis couldn't walk through Harlem, without being, bombarded by a whole bunch of people, and I mean, he lost to Rocky Marciano on several occasions. Okay. I mean, but still one of the greatest boxers of all time. TJ, who wins the fight, Pacquiao versus Spence Jr.? That's a good question. In my honest opinion, I think Manny Pacquiao gonna win that fight, because not so much that Errol Spence isn't good enough to win. I just feel like Errol Spence hasn't really been tested. And that fight when he fought Sean Porter a couple years back before his accident, I want to say, was it before his accident? Yeah, it was before his accident, because I think the last fight he fought was Danny Garcia. But anyway, I look at him and I just look at Manny Pacquiao and how Manny Pacquiao, I mean, he can be all on you. And I just feel like that can be a fight that can catapult him and teach him. It's almost like that Canelo when he fought Floyd Mayweather early in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, Canelo wasn't the Canelo he is now. But that fight taught him, a valuable lesson. And now he's one of the most recognizable, well-known names in boxing. So I do think that Errol Spence may end up losing the fight. The only reason I can see him winning a fight, if it is a situation similar to that of a Timothy Bradley a couple of years ago when he fought Pacquiao, when it was clear, like crystal clear, that Manny Pacquiao won that fight. I'm talking about the first time they fought. I can see a situation like that. And we all know that sometimes the judges kind of screw Manny Pacquiao around, but I got Manny winning that fight. I still think that Manny has enough left in the tank. And, also the thing that kind of changed my mind about that is when it comes to Keith Thurman. You know, Keith Thurman fought Manny Pacquiao in the last fight that Manny was in, and I just feel like Keith Thurman is a better boxer than Errol Spence is. So that's the reason why. You know, if Keith Thurman can't beat Manny Pacquiao, I don't know about Errol Spence. Errol Spence is just strong, like strong. Like if he catch Manny with a right hand, knock him out, possible. TJ, you're right. I teach my son and daughter that you got to work for what you want in life. Yeah, those are some lessons that gonna always stay with kids, no matter how old they get. Already read that one. If weed is legal, how was it wrong? That's a good question, Chris. When you get that answer, you let me know. I mean, it is such a double standard, man, that she gets popped for something that's legal in different states. What up, TJ? I live in the Northwest where herb is everywhere, and I indulge from time to time. But I'm also a union carpenter, so there's a time and place. You have to understand priorities. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, like I said, you got people that use it for recreational purposes, right? But at the same time, man, it is a time and place for everything, man. You can't be going out here stoned out, you know what I'm saying, about to hit the track or hit the basketball court. I mean, you had guys that said that they did it, you know what I'm saying? I think I seen a interview with Calvin Johnson. Y'all know Calvin Johnson, Hall of Famer, Megatron. He said, man, he used to, play football when he was high. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in so much pain. And look, nobody knew it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if he was to get tested and he get popped for it, man, you got to take responsibility for that. Sometimes you can fly under the radar, and sometimes your name and your number get called. I'm starting to see more people in the media coming around on Jameis now. They are listening to players like Cam Jordan come out and sing praises for Jameis. Well, look, Jason, people gonna always have their reservations about Jameis, and there's always going to have those justifiable things that they can point to, like the interceptions and all that kind of stuff. Look, I understand that guys make mistakes. I understand that sometimes guys have to go to better situations than they were actually in to live up to their full potential. And sometimes they need that right person, that right coach to lead them and steer them and bring them in the right direction. And like I said, I've said this on several occasions here on the State of the Saints podcast that, I'm reserving my judgment. I believe that everybody has a right to, change the narrative of what people think. Like I'm not one of those people that just feel like once this person is this way, they're always going to be this way. I just feel like that's just absolutely wrong if you're thinking that way. I guarantee you, some of us can look back 10, 15 years. We're not the same people that we are today. It came through trial and error. It came through, like learning, developing, somebody probably rallying around us, a community, a human being, what have you. But we weren't the same people. So if we want individuals to give us that shot, let's give this guy a shot. Let's give him opportunity to change the narrative. And if it does not pan out, hey, I would be one of the main people on the show, being able to take calls and addressing it. But I'm in no means looking at a 30 touchdown, 30 interception and saying, oh, open and shut case, Watson. No. Allow this man to change the narrative about himself. It's a different situation, different circumstances. Let's see what he can do. Matthew says, I'm going to my first Saints game this year against Seattle. I'm going to be blessed. Oh, man. Well, I hope that you have a good time, Matthew. I know it's extremely exciting up there. CenturyLink. I heard a lot of great things about that stadium. I know that it's one of the loudest venues in the NFL. It's going to be on a Monday night, so it's going to be rocking. Seattle has like one of the best crowds in the NFL, in my opinion. And I hope you enjoy yourself. Hey, TJ, is a possibility that we will have Bobby Abed back on the show. Yeah, I'll probably ask him like down the line a little bit later on in the season or when the season starts. Probably can get him back on the show. I think he had a good time last time. I think we left a really good impression, and I was happy to talk to him, man. It was an honor, you know what I'm saying? I know my grandmother was excited about it, especially like since he mentioned her name. So we'll try to see if we can get him back on the show, man. Try to get the Caden Cannon back. Cap Manning says, y'all make great content. I feel very blessed to not only hear great things about our Saints, y'all also drop jewels in life. Cap, thank you so much. You know, man, I don't just consider this podcast just a podcast. Man. I consider everybody that watches this podcast as a family. So I don't feel bad, you know, to stop talking about a team and start talking about some life lessons. And I definitely don't feel bad about telling you all some stories of my childhood because they helped me. And, you know, when you're around family, you're sitting down, you're having these type of conversations, you talk about some of the things that happen in your childhood, whether it's in college or anything like that, right? That's what you do. So, all right, see you later. All right, production manager, Mr. Ernie Hilton, about to leave for the day. My mom says pain makes you do a lot of things, and often rational thought isn't always present when you're hurt. Only thoughts of making the pain go away. I agree with that. That's a good point, Mom. That's why you have a lot of people out here, you know, when they're upset, when they're depressed, when they're down, they probably run to the bottle, or, you know what I'm saying, they run to some type of drug. You know, they just want to make that pain go away. You know, I mean, I've had like situations in my life, man, where I've dealt with anxiety and depression. I was down. Honestly, I still deal with that kind of stuff today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, there's times where I just get, you know, depressed. I get down, and you know what I'm saying. I need, you know, ways to cope and stuff like that. Now, you know, I have a loving wife. You know what I'm saying, like, who's in the medical field, and you know what I'm saying. She tells me to, you know, go talk to somebody, or you know what I'm saying, if you know, if you need, you know, to be able to get some anxiety medication, and do so. You know what I'm saying, like, people just want to make that pain go away. And sometimes we go to the first thing that we see, and sometimes the first thing that we see and that we can get our hands on may not be the best thing. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to make sure that we have individuals around us, man. I can't preach this enough. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with positive energy. Like, if you're not around positive energy, please leave that situation, because it may not affect you right now, but it's going to affect you down the line. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with individuals that wish you success, that's going to push you to greater, you know what I'm saying, to greater heights. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't have nobody like pulling you down and making you feel bad about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel beautiful. They tell you know what I'm saying, they just reassuring that you don't. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody to elevate you and say you are beautiful. If you're a guy, you know what I'm saying, you're self-conscious, you know what I'm saying, about yourself. You want somebody to be able to lift you up and you know what I'm saying, and give you like this positive energy. There's so much negative energy, like especially like when you spend a lot of time on social media. People always telling you, you know what I'm saying, like just all type of negative things, negative videos, negative. Surround yourself with positive people, man. Surround yourself with those individuals that when you try, you know what I'm saying, when you are down and when you are depressed and you might not make the best decision, that person can come in there and maybe talk some sense into your head. And if you know what I'm saying, if you see individuals, like I was talking to my mom before we did the show. If you see individuals that you only see during your annihilation and not your celebration, like, get away from those people. Like, if that person isn't there in some of your brightest moments to congratulate you on your accolades and your achievements, but you only see them when they want to disagree with you or try to add on to the individualism of social media, right? You know what I'm saying? If you write in a comment and all of a sudden here come the bombarding of people just disagreeing with you, and you only see that type of person, man, just eliminate yourself from that. Eliminate yourself from them people. Look, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? I will delete comments. You know what I'm saying? I will separate myself from that person, because it is time for us to surround ourselves with positive people. People want to say, man, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? Because I surround myself with positive people. I surround myself with people that reassure me, that's willing to tell me when I'm wrong, but willing to elevate me when they see my full potential. And if you're not around individuals like that, please remove yourself from that situation. I know we all sports fans. I know we're supposed to be talking about sports, but that's the best advice I can give you. You are going to be in awe the way your life changes if you make that step. You're gonna be in awe. You're gonna be shocked. Be like, man, I can't believe my life is just going so well right now. TJ, can you answer this for me? Why Southern or Grambling don't recruit the New Orleans area? That's a good question. I really don't know. They used to. I remember when I was in high school, they was recruit very, very heavy. Shouts out to my boy Glenn Bell. You know what I'm saying? Like he went to Southern out of Carver High School. I mean, they were recruiting heavy, man. I remember a lot of cats. You know what I'm saying? I went to school with, got recruited Southern and Grambling. I don't know if they're not. They're crazy because. And I think it has a lot to do, too, with the fact that now you have Alabama and Louisiana kind of competing with some of the best and the brightest, right? Alabama wants coming into Louisiana, and Louisiana trying to keep Alabama out by trying to get these guys. I understand that, but at the same time, man, there's so many extraordinary, talented football players coming out of the state of Louisiana. I wish I had the answer for you. I really, really do not know. I don't know. Reggie says, I went to rehab and graduated and completely gave my life to God, and I did something even family doubted I would. Reggie, well, that's good to know, man. And what you have, my friend, is testimony material. Because I guarantee you're going to meet somebody that went through or is going through the same situation that you are going to have been through, and you'll know exactly what to tell them. And, that goes to show you right there. A lot of people may doubt you. A lot of people think it's open and shut case on your life, but that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times we think that this book of our life has ended, but in reality, man, we ain't even got past the introduction yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we still in the preface. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even got to the book. We ain't even close to like even hitting the page with the pen just yet. Like. All these different situations that we're going through in life is basically just creating this beautiful, wonderful masterpiece or this wonderful book that we call our lives. So, never stop dreaming, never stop giving, never give up, and always understand that mistakes can be corrected. Alpha says, Hick to Saints, not as long as Sean Payton is head coach. I don't know about that. You might see him. Please pray for me. I had a seizure and a stroke and a heart attack. My goodness. We definitely going to be praying for you on that one. Chris says, what other time and place is there than when you find out your mom is dead? That's a good question, and I wish I can answer that for you, Chris, but I can't. I know people deal with different situations differently. I really don't know. And Chris, like my mom just alluded to in her comments, sometimes like we just want that pain to go away. So she reached for the first thing that she felt would make her feel better. But that's why you need individuals to swoop in that can stop you from making that decision, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you need that. I am so proud of you, Reggie. Keep going. God bless you. Yeah, man, keep going. Carolyn Jones-Smith, thanks so much. I feel so good now. To God be the glory. Yeah, man, we rooting for you, man. John says, TJ, can you try to get Deuce McAllister? He would be an awesome guest and would be great to see you interview him. I tried to get Deuce. I don't know. I tried to reach out to him. I even tried to hit up, some, my guy at WWL. Mark Menard, like I said, man, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do it again. I try to see if I can get to him. I see if we can get him on the show. Gabe said, "Yo, man, go check out Sneaky, man. He's a great guy. He's a Giants fan, but knows all about the NFL. Go check out his podcast every Tuesday and Thursday. Well, I'll check him out, man. Especially I think since the Saints got to play the Giants, maybe we can get him on the show around that time. Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate it, man." Percy Harvin smoked before every game because of his migraines. Yeah, I heard about that. 704 Charlotte Bounce says, always try to keep a positive mindset. Absolutely. Demetrius says, as far as anxiety and depression goes, I can definitely relate. Yeah, man. I mean, look, ain't no secret. Like I deal with anxiety and depression, man. One of the things that I've, when I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, I just used to wake up in these cold sweats, man, thinking about dying. You know, like all the time. Like when I fall, you know what I'm saying, fall asleep, I think about not being there for my wife and my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm always like in my head. I'll often say, you know, one of the things that I feel like God blessed me with to do what I'm doing with broadcasting and podcasting is the same thing that creates my anxiety. You know what I'm saying? My ability to illustrate and create things. Sometimes that can be a positive, but sometimes it can be a negative. And ain't nothing wrong with it, man. For all the people that are dealing with anxiety and depression, man, you're just like everybody, you know what I'm saying? There's so many people out here that's dealing with this stuff. You are not alone. You know what I'm saying? And never be afraid to ask for help. Like so many people, you know, end up, you know, losing their lives because they feel like nobody cares. Like there are individuals out there that care. They will give you the time and they will do what they can to help you. So don't ever just feel defeated or just take defeat. Like continue to, you know, create the best version of yourself every single day. Damien says, "Hey TJ, I know our fans say Colston, and saying Thomas are the best receivers of all time in Saints history, but a lot of people forget about Eric Martin. Who that nation? Do your homework on him. Yeah, Eric Martin was good in his day. He definitely was. He definitely was the best wide receiver the Saints had for a good little minute before Joe Horn showed up. But I mean, when you have to talk about production, when you talk about just the fact that Marcus Colston and Michael Thomas just plays in the Sean Payton offense, and they put a lot of emphasis on the passing game. I mean, those guys just surpassed him. I mean, during that time, the Saints were known when Eric Martin was there playing good defense and running the ball with Dalton Hilliard and whatnot. So, you know, I mean, he's an extraordinary talented wide receiver in his time, but I just feel like people tend to forget about that because that wasn't the lane or, you know, the type of offense that the Saints actually ran at that time. I mean, they didn't put a lot of emphasis on E. Martin. So, but he's definitely was good in his day. Definitely. We're gonna read a few more, and then I'm gonna get up out of here, folks. Thank y'all for being here. You know, asking your question. You know, anything you have to talk about. Like I said, man, we are live. Ramsey says today. I want to think he's saying the game of the week. I guess you could say would be Doki Doki Literature Club. They are coming out with some new content and new stuff, so we're giving that a shout out for the game. Okay, well, Doki Doki Literature Club, shouts out to him. You know, Ramsey giving us the game of the week. Glad to see you, Ramsey. I don't know, it seems like it's been a while since you've been here, man. So I hope everything is okay with you. I hope you're doing fine. Your health is straight. We miss you when we don't see you, man. Jules says, right on. Jules says, why don't LSU players want to play for the Saints? I don't think it's like that. I think it's just the Saints don't really, you know, I can't understand it. Like, you have to basically go out here and say the Saints just don't want LSU players. Like, I fail to believe that these guys can find a pass rusher when they look through the trees, canoe over the river, and find some type of sorcerer or something like that point them up some stairs, and they walk up there and they just find themselves a pass rush that can give them 10 sacks a season. So you can't tell me that you can't recruit out of LSU. That's a cop-out. They just don't want to. The best of us come from Louisiana. I agree with that. My mom says, all of us work. I worked with him in the summers. He wanted to teach us how to work and where the money came from. And she's referring to my grandfather. Yeah, everybody worked with my grandfather. Everybody. My apologies to everyone. My internet connection is giving me headaches. Well, it's okay, Jerry. We appreciate you being here, man. You must be getting shadow banned. Nigel says, I love your show, Louisiana boy, lifetime Saints fan. Keep representing for the brothers. Oh, absolutely, man. Thank you, Nigel. I appreciate that. Lewis says, TJ, if you know Glenn, you know my brother Herbert, what's that? Castell played for Carver, went to San Diego State, probably was a senior when he was a sophomore. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I definitely know Glenn, man. Glenn graduated with me. Glenn was the safety. He was a safety for the team. Real good, man. Man, Glenn was like one of the best safeties to me. You know what I'm saying? that the school had in a good little minute, man. That boy come down there and hit that boom, man, for real. Then he had like good hands. I never understood like why he didn't play receiver, but he was good. Doki Doki Literature Club is the game of the week, and the new content will tell more about the story of a group was formed and how you someone involved into a crazy story. Well, thank you, Ramsey, and I'm looking forward. I heard that we got to wait a good little minute for that Grand Theft Auto 6. I think they said it's supposed to come out in 2025. Hey, that's a long time, but those games be masterpieces. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't think you can find a more perfect game. Like those, I mean, to me, Red Dead Redemption 2 like kind of trumps that of a Grand Theft Auto. I mean, just every little nuance, like every little detail, like they paid attention to in this game. Like it's really as if what I'm saying, like it's like you're actually controlling an actual human being. It's incredible. Like they did an outstanding job. They had Devery Henderson and Randall Gay from LSU. That's a good point, but you have to keep in mind, Devery Henderson was not Sean Payton's pick. That was Jim Haslett. He came the year before Sean Payton got there. And as far as Randall Gay, I want to say Randall Gay was somebody that they picked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't draft him. So there you have it. Shout out to your show and your podcast, TJ. You're real. A podcast host MVP. I appreciate that, Jerry. I appreciate that, Jeremiah. No, TJ, you one of them Rams. Oh, absolutely, man. Definitely. Cover Ram all day, orange and green. Roman Reigns and the Usos are killing it. By far the best heels in years. What do you think? Absolutely, man. Roman Reigns, nobody's doing better than him right now. Nobody. Best heel in wrestling right now. The only thing in wrestling that's worth watching is him and his relationship with the Usos. I mean, honestly, all these guys have elevated their game. So I know I'm losing some people that are not wrestling fans, but these guys are doing such great promo work and having so many great matches till it ain't even funny. And you find yourself like not wanting these guys to like be, together. Like you would like to see Jey Uso have a little singles run. You'd like to see Jimmy have a singles run, and you might see it. Like, honestly, you might see it. Like, when they have a draft, they probably end up separating the Usos from each other, And I think that both guys can excel. Now, to me, Jay is a better in-ring performer than Jimmy is, but Jimmy is better on the mic than Jay. So if you had, like, Jay's talent, in the ring, and Jimmy's mic skills, you have the perfect Uso. But they're both really good, and Roman is just killing it, man. Roman killing it. Gay came from the Patriots. Yeah, that's right. Did you watch AEW on Wednesday night? Chris Jericho can be a commentator. He is fire. Yeah, he's definitely good. Chris Jericho is every man. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you want in wrestling, anything that you need, he can be. He definitely can. My thoughts on Edge returning. The only thing I can say is when he came back, right? So he ends up coming back, fighting Roman. Roman runs up the ramp. And he looks at the hard cam. I'm talking Edge and says, "Hey Roman, where you at?" Like he's up the. it just didn't make sense, man. Like you're yelling into the camera, asking where's Roman? Roman up the ramp, looking at you, say, "Where you at?" Like that didn't make sense. But it's good to see Edge back, man. He looked like he in much better shape. He looks like he put on a little bit more weight. Don't expect him to win at Money in the Bank. I think that's probably going to be reserved for John Cena at SummerSlam, but good to see him back. Jared says thoughts on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She's done a really good job. She came a long way. I think that she found her lane being a heel. I think that she had like a really good match for the AEW Women's Championship, and I think she needs to hold on. To that title for a good little minute. Do you have enough time to talk about the NBA? Dan Snyder is a scumbag. Oh man, look, this is what I think, man. First off, the Phoenix Suns being in the NBA Finals, I love it. I like the fact that we see teams that we're not normally used to, accustomed to seeing, go to the championship. I'm tired of looking, no disrespect, but I'm tired of looking at the same old Joe Blows. And anybody that's out here that's saying, oh, well, they don't have star power. The only thing I would say to you is, who fault is that? When you're talking about the same guys ad nauseum every single show, every single segment, and you're forgetting about the Devin Bookers of the world, and the Aidens of the world, and the CP3s of the world, and the Trey Youngs of the world. When you neglect guys like this, when these guys actually elevate their game, and it seems like nobody's really caring about them, well, it's your fault, because your job is to let everybody know about these individuals enough so when these guys actually win some games, then people will understand how big of a factor and how much these guys matter. When you're still talking about LeBron every segment, KD every segment, Kawhi every segment, when you're doing stuff like that, you're doing an injustice to those guys that are rising through the ranks. So it's their fault, but I'm enjoying it. I mean, one, you know what I'm saying? Like one of these three teams are going to win a championship that has not won a championship. I want to say maybe the Bucks, but yeah, never. You know what I'm saying? Like, so here's the thing. Like, it's exciting to see. You like to see fresh, new, innovative stuff. I ain't got no problem with it. I love it. I'm looking forward to the NBA Finals. Finally, I can actually learn about a player, see how good a guy can be. That's all I'm saying. All right. Hector says, how you doing? I'm doing fine, Hector. Good to see you early. Yeah, just thought I would go live. Gonna go ahead and finish up. What is going on with the Washington football team? Not too sure about that. I'll get back to you on that one, Nigel. The NFL can be full of it. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Dan Snyder. Look, man, Washington football team been having issues, okay? You can take the name off the Redskins and call yourself whatever you want. There's an issue going on. There's an issue going on, and they need to figure it out. It's not going good. We see you dissing us, TJ, the neighborhood Crips. Not dissing them, man. I actually just like the red shirt, man. You know, I mean, it was clean. You know what I'm saying? It passed the sniff test. I put it on. I'm just kidding, man. Look, I was, in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Getting Paxton ready, got myself ready. Seen this red shirt fresh out the laundry, so I'm like, let me go ahead and put it on. And finally, we're gonna finish it up with the OG says, best summer to be not seeing the Lakers in the finals. I have to agree with you on that one. But thank y'all so much, man. This was a fun show. You know, I mean, this has been on the State of the Saints podcast, the State of the Game, and all other platforms. And I might end up starting having shows like this from now on, man. Like, you know, because I know there's a lot of Saints fans out there, a lot of, a lot of sports fans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, you want to talk about other things, and we try to keep it on brand. But I thought this was a very fun show, man. It's good to get different perspectives and see what you all think about other topics. You know, I like that. So we're gonna do this again. But thank you all so much for being a part of this show. If you haven't subscribed to the State of the Game podcast, you can do so by going to youtube.com, search the State of the Game podcast. If you haven't subscribed to the State of the Saints, please do so. That's on YouTube as well. youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast. It's also on Facebook under the same name. You can follow me on Twitter at State of Saints, as well as on Instagram at State of Saints. So thank you all so much. You all take care. Have a very blessed and productive afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this show. And all I got to say is, I guess I got to say who that, right? I mean, then I got to say game on. Then I got to say goodbye. Then I got to say peace, for all those other platforms went on, man. Y'all take care, okay?